Alright guys, what's up? So I've been wanting to show you guys my spreadsheet for a while, and keep in mind it's actually kind of an awful spreadsheet. I wouldn't recommend this if you were actually doing it serious, but because I'm kind of a one-man show, I kind of can keep everything in remembrance, so I kind of remember what most of the card purchases are and stuff like that. So, and I mean, for certain things where there's kind of outliers, like um, about this first edition um, Capood tops for $44. Probably spent too much on it, to be honest with you, but I think I was just a little excited in the moment. And the card looked pretty clean. Oh, excuse me, I'm still a little sick, of course. Um, so I kind of want to show you guys this because it starts at September 30th. I started buying vintage cards, and as it goes down, there's nothing too out of line. Um, in this area, I did buy like a few um, modern cards, nothing too crazy. Um, and then like this 161 cards, I don't even know the count on it until I get it and count it out, because the seller did not have the exact count. He just had like, oh, here's the like I think it was like 11 V cards, stuff like that, and then he had the stack of pretty much duplicates and trainer cards and energy and stuff like that. So um, this kind of sways the amount, because if you look, I mean, we got 322 total cards, um, and 161 of them are from this count. Um, but don't get me wrong, I think honestly when I get them, just because I'm looking at the stack, usually about 150 cards is a decent sized stack, and so I just did 11 plus 150, but I will change that when I get the count. So, and that does kind of skew my price down pretty low to $1.22 per card. Um, and really, without that, I think it gets me closer to $1.80. So I don't want to say it really skews the whole process a whole lot, because um, we do have some whoppers of cards that cost $10, $12 that really up the average. And really, so I don't think it'll be too big of a deal though. So the reason why I kind of just have this as simple as it is because I just want to be able to check and see what I've sold, and reassure me that, let's say I sell a vintage card, and to a certain extent, let's say, um, I've had it for a while, I can't get rid of it, and I sell it for what I bought it for. In a way, you're not really losing money. I think it helps you cope with that, because you're going on the average instead of the you know per case basis, and that's something you do in livestock a lot also, and that's kind of an area I come from. um, and even in livestock, you don't necessarily inflate, kind of like I did here, so there's a little bit of a fudging of the numbers. um, but I think honestly where Champions Path um, really is so um, limited, I think even bulk can be worth it, because I know some of those trainer cards and stuff like that. I think I can sell four of them for $1. And really, when you do the math there, um, I think that would come out ahead. Even if, um, heck, I'll just do the math on my phone. What that is, um, individually. Um, so if you have 100 and so 48, 45 divided by 161. Yeah, so I got 30 cents, pretty much 30 cents a card, almost exactly on the dot, um, in that. So, with that being said, I think, you're not going to make all your money back on bulk, but, selling a lot of the, um, let's say there's 11 V cards and you sell them for $5, that's $55 you've made your money back, I guess is what I'm trying to get at. And those might be inflated prices, but sometimes, when running a business, um, different things, when you're in a super competitive place like eBay or TCG Player, that tends to drive prices really far down, and it also tends to have shoppers, in a sense, can wait on it, right? When you go into a local game store, you see that card in front of you, and let's say it's $5, and you go on TCG Player and it's $2.50. Um, there is that, pretty much the opportunity cost, if you will, that I have this card right here. I can see it. If it's got, a scratch on it, if it's creased, like, I'm not going to buy it. But if it doesn't, it's right here. It's in my hand. It's mine. I walk away with it. I'm not waiting on it. There's no mailing damage. There's no nothing like that. So I think, we'll see when I open the store how it works out. But I think that's really fair to go at that. I think probably this first edition Kaboot Tops, that's something I'm probably going to be setting on for a while because, where that's a specific standout, I think, I can't sell it for $30 and be happy with that. I mean, technically, it would work that way with my average. But something that's the danger of averaging. Averaging only works if you sell every single card. If you only sell one card, the average does not work. So, let's keep that in mind. But, my plan is to sell every card I have. So, and the idea is that you make profit on enough cards that if you have to just get your money back from selling your cards, you do. If that makes sense. You never want to get your money back, but you make profit on cards you sell. So let's say you sell half of your cards at a profit, and then you go, man, I really want to be cash flow. I want to buy sealed product. Then you sell your cards at wholesale value, and you get your money back. You're cash flow positive, if you will, and you buy your sealed product, and kind of the same deal. And you go on and on, and even with sealed product, you'll do that if you can buy. I'm not too well versed with distributors. I've just sent in my first application, and I kind of had to give the rundown of my business, so we'll see how that goes. But you'll do that with sealed product. If the first time they'll sell you, I'll just use a booster box for, I'll use easy numbers, $10. That's a ridiculous number, but $10, or let's say $20, and the next time they sell it to you for $10, both those booster boxes cost you $15. You wouldn't, price one booster box, per pack a certain price, and the other booster box of the same product, you average, so that's why I'm doing this, and that's why I think I have such a simple spreadsheet. Maybe as things go on, I will have a more complex one, but I really think if you get down the nitty gritty of putting every single card into a spreadsheet and the specific price, you're just going to get lost in the madness. Because imagine having, let's say, even if you cut out 161 cards, imagine that you have pretty much another 170 cards by their name, all down the spreadsheet with prices. And yes, you still have this, but it's you're never going to go back and be like, oh, I sold a first edition Pidgey. Oh, well, am I going to do this one or this one or that? It's just going to be a mess. So I think simple's good, especially where I'm doing kind of an average, price per card deal. And in the same way, I'll do a price per sell kind of deal. So yeah, I'll have this sold here as a number. So, I've bought $406 worth of vintage cards and some modern. I don't really want to say, oh, and modern, because it's really a very small amount. Well, I guess technically it's half, but of my profit, it's going to be a very small amount. But I'll have this sold, and then I'll probably put, sold per card or something like that. And so if you sell 10 cards and you made $100, you do the same thing. You would do that $100 divided by, it's 332, so it'd come out to 30 cents, or something like that. Yeah, pretty much. It'd be 30 cents per card on the total average. Of course, that'd be $10 a card for the regular. So, I hope that made sense. But I guess something I wanted to do while we're also on this video, is just kind of do my method. It's nothing really that crazy. But so what I like to do is I like to just enter in Pokemon in the search bar up here. And for the first part, set English. I don't really like to put the base set on there because that leaves you a chance that if someone put it on there and they just put Pokemon, um, that you can be left out. And then sometimes I put free shipping on. Why is it not coming up what I'm looking for? Okay, I need to see all. Okay, yeah, I gotta. Sometimes it shows different things, and I don't really know why that is. And I put Pokemon TCG, and then I go to ending soonest. And then you can come to some of these. Okay, so this is just a repack. So you're bidding to get a chance at these, and you're gonna see a lot of those, and they're kind of annoying. And so, guys, you'll see kind of why you start to maybe want to, also sort by no shipping. But sometimes the shipping's only 55 cents. So if you put no shipping, it will exclude that because you get some of these cards like this where, yeah, you could bid and it's $1.10, but you're gonna pay $6.10 for it. Same with the Jungle Pikachu. So that is the red cheeks. But you have to get that PSA graded, and I really think that, although that can be a good deal, it's not maybe the best if you're, especially where PSA is so backed up right now. This Hitmonlee's non-holo, or it'd probably be worth a buy being a first edition. And maybe that card doesn't come holo, but I feel like for that $10 price tag, I usually buy first editions from not really the base set so much anymore, but from like Jungle and Fossil. You can get them for around $2 still, so that's kind of my baseline what I'm going for. And you gotta be careful on some of these because you'll read this like shadowless and you think, oh, it's two shadowless Diglocks, but no. One's just a base set unlimited, and one is the shadowless. And the reason I also don't put base set is because I think it is worth how you say looking into some more of the modern cards at the same time as looking at older cards, just because you can find some deals on some cards and stuff like that. So as we're kind of getting into the with hours left and stuff like that, that's usually when I like to go back and change to free shipping. And then we can generally see these Monchamps first edition. They can be kind of tasty at that price, but what you end up noticing is that they're always cheaper, and that's because these shadow lists is the ones that are desirable, where the non-shadow ones for not for whatever reason, but they're just not as valuable. Yes, I mean, this is where you can kind of get into, see, depending on what's in these assorted sets. I think these are even worth the buy at the current price, because you're never going to get much, I think, for the bulk Pokemon. unless they're maybe to a certain deck that is worth it. But these trainer cards, you know, you can sell these, I think, high end for 25 cents if you have all four. You know, and you could provide a lot, and you're kind of the same seller, and so you could pick that up. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there's 7 cards. So I suck at math, so I'm gonna pull out the old calculator. So I mean, 2.99 divided by 7. So you got 42 cents a card. So really, that's not quite low enough. I mean, you'd have to rely on selling some of the other cards, and you know, with bulk, it's always kind of a toss-up because you could always have a kid wanting to buy bulk cards for collection if they're good condition, and you could always have, you know, someone want to build a certain deck that requires bulk cards, but for the most part, I don't think you're gonna get your value out of the cards unless you're under that. I think pretty much the 25 cents a card for trainer cards. So guys, that's really it. I mean, we can go to, so you can actually check newly listed too. You can always do that and see if you can find anything to scoop up. But really, I think we're, with the market how it's been, you know, there's really not a whole lot of people listing cards and not knowing what they're worth anymore. I think it's actually the opposite. I think there's very much a tendency to, for someone doesn't know what the Pokemon card is, list it for ridiculous prices. I mean, you'll see, I wish we saw an example of it. Maybe we did, but we'll see, like, you know, well, I'll just use this Mewtwo, for example. We'll see, like, oh, it's a, you know, Mewtwo first edition base set card, hollow, you know, I'm not, you know, I don't want to say the exact price, but like $150, and you're like, no, that's not first edition. This is just base set. It's not shadowless. It's nothing. I mean, you know, it's nothing special. You know, maybe where it's a hollow, it's a $10 card. You know, well, that's what I would probably try to sell it for. So maybe it's a $5 card or less, and you know, someone's trying to go like Pokemon's booming right now, so I'm gonna sell this and make so much money. It's gonna pay my rent. It's gonna pay my mortgage, whatever it is. And that's not the truth, but guys, so we really didn't find anything worth buying, but hopefully that guys kind of gives you an insight onto what I'm opening when I do my eBay openings. So guys, it's been On My DT. You know, I gotta give you the double deuces, the peace up, the dabberoni. I'll check